What's going on, guys? So these are 10 things that people with anxiety do, okay? This is any type of anxiety disorder. Doesn't matter which one. It could be the social anxiety, it can be agoraphobia, cyberchondria, hypochondria, or health anxiety, panic disorder, depression, basically all the above, OCD, all right? These are 10 things that I dealt with, and if you have any type of issues with anxiety, you probably can relate to pretty much all of these, okay? So let's get right into it. The first one, we overanalyze everything. That can be a text message, it can be body language, it can be a conversation, it can be we overanalyze our jobs, our lives. We go into great detail. Our minds are going 99 miles an hour. We're trying to control everything. It's kind of a control mechanism, but it's also a defense mechanism. With me, I was trying to protect myself emotionally, mentally, and physically. All right. So yeah, something that you deal with. You overanalyze pretty much everything. The second one, guys, we see the glass half empty, not half full, half empty. We are very negative people. We may have been negative, and there's a good possibility that we were probably a little negative before the anxiety got really, really bad. But now that the anxiety's bad, guys, our negativity has skyrocketed, and negativity leads to more anxiety, to more physical symptoms, and unfortunately, it keeps us from recovering. Okay. The best thing about recovery, or about recovering, is that we have to implement positivity, okay? A good way to do this, guys, is show gratitude for the things that you do have in your life. Somebody always has it worse than you. I'm just going to let you know. Somebody actually is going through a lot more. So what you need to do, guys, you need to get a journal. It can be a notebook, or you can go buy a journal, and you write something that you're thankful for. And do that every single day for a month, okay? So you should have like 31 days. Of things that you are very, very thankful for. That can range from water to air to your wife to your kids to food, anything, okay? Your bed, the roof over your head. And I bet you by the end of that month, you will have something to be thankful for and something to be a little bit more positive about, okay? So keep that in mind. That's something that you can really do, because you're not going to start working out. You're not going to start eating better. You're not going to start implementing, positive, affirmations or CBT, or you're not going to have the motivation to go get counseling or therapy or anything if you aren't positive about your situation and believe that you can overcome it, okay? So just keep that in mind. The third one, guys, we worry about our health, okay? Even if you don't have health anxiety or panic disorder, cyberchondria, or anything like that, we still tend to worry about our health as anxiety sufferers, okay? The main reason for that, guys, is because we have a lot of physical symptoms that anxiety causes. Muscle tension is causing headaches and chest pain and back pain. We're getting IBS. We're getting, we're getting like depersonalization, derealization. Some people hallucinate. We're getting floaters in our eyes, blurry vision, tunnel vision, eye sensitivity to light. I went through all of that, guys. So what does that lead to? We're Googling all of our symptoms. We're self-diagnosing ourselves. We probably end up in the ER and hospital a lot more than the average person. Okay, so we worry about our health a lot. All right, number 4, we get irritated easily. This can, another thing, you could get angry, you could get frustrated. We have outbursts, irritated easily. Guys, I did this. I'm very, very guilty of this. And the reason is, guys, is just we're going through so much, okay? Whatever your anxiety disorder, yeah, they're all a little different, but we have a ton of anxiety. It's causing a lot of physical strain and stress mentally. Our brain chemistry is kind of off. We might be having physical symptoms. Our anxiety might be making all the things in our lives kind of crumble, like it did for me. My relationships, my jobs, everything fell apart, guys. So there just wasn't a lot of things going good in my life. And what do you do whenever that happens? The negativity can lead to irritability or anger. I was very jumpy. I was startled easily. So if anybody honked their horn or slammed the door, I would get mad. I drank a lot during this period of time, so I would get angry at people that had done me wrong in the past, or if anybody disagreed with me. That was just kind of the way that I was. It was just a really rough, a rough time for me. So getting irritated easily was pretty much the norm. Number 5, hate to lose. Likelihood is if you have an anxiety disorder, you probably were like this before, because we tend to be kind of perfectionists, believe it or not. Hating to lose, it kind of symbolizes failure. We hate to be failures. We already feel like we're failing at life from an anxiety standpoint. So we want to win in some areas, and whenever we don't, it's crushing. It's very painful. It's sad for us. That could be winning a video game. It could be winning a position at work. It could be making an A on your paper versus a B. I dealt with all of that, guys. Number 6, we want to be in control. This kind of ties in with the overanalyzing thing. We want to control everything. We want to control our future. We want to control our relationships. We want to control our situation. That's how we feel safe. I did this with a lot of people, a lot of friendships, a lot of relationships, you know, with the girls that I was with, and it didn't work out in the end, you know, because I was controlling. We want to just make our situation as easy as we can on us, and we kind of get selfish in that. So we end up trying to control the situation. Number 7, you're one of these 2 types of people, okay? Either you sleep late or you're not getting much sleep and you're waking up super early, okay? Depression kind of seems to align up with sleeping all day. I've been there towards the end of my anxiety disorders. But in the beginning, whenever I dealt with panic disorder, I never got any sleep. Insomnia was crazy, okay? So when I did get sleep, I would crash and sleep for a long time. So I was on both ends of the spectrum, okay? The insomnia, basically our mind's going a million miles an hour. Adrenaline is going through our body. It's going to keep us from going to sleep. You know, we're always focused on everything that, you know, that we're dealing with. So insomnia is extremely, extremely common in anxiety. Or you're on the other side, you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to start your day, you don't have any motivation to do anything, no confidence, and you know, that probably compares a little bit more closely to depression. But I was on both sides of that. Number 8, we don't trust others well. This isn't a surprise because we don't trust anything. We don't trust ourselves, we don't trust our emotions, we don't trust our bodies. If you have health anxiety or hypochondria, we don't trust the doctors. So why should we trust anybody else? You know, we want to be in control. So we really aren't going to trust anybody else with our lives, with our schedule, with our situations, any of that. Number 9, we take everything to heart. We're a little bit sensitive. I've always been kind of a sensitive person, but you should have seen me during my anxiety, man. Whenever I had that bad, guys, if anybody gave me any type of criticism, I could not handle it. You know, I get a lot of comments on my channel, you know, giving me little tips. Maybe you should do this, or I didn't really like this as much, or what's up with that in the background, or, you know, I get those comments a lot, and I handle them very, very well. I'm very polite. But back then, guys, if I was to make a video and do that, I'd like go off. Back then, if anybody told me, you know, any type of critical or criticization, I don't even think that's a word. If they criticized me at all, I would get very, very upset. I saw it as me failing. I felt like I was being judged, taking everything. I took everything to heart. I wore my feelings on my sleeve, you know, pretty severely during that time period. And last but not least, we compare ourselves to other people. Yeah, that's pretty much the thing. You see somebody else that's happy, you see somebody else that's successful, you see somebody else that doesn't deal with anxiety, we get a little envious, a little jealous, right? So we're comparing ourselves to somebody else. And honestly, guys, that's just something that people do even without anxiety, but you do it more so when you have anxiety. You're never going to be happy if you're comparing your life to somebody else's, okay? You have to live for you. You have to make the best of your situation. Yeah, you got to look out for yourself, all right? So don't compare yourselves to other people. Work on you. Take your time. Your life's not going to be, you know, exactly the same as somebody else's, and it shouldn't be, okay? Live your own life, guys. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you got any value out of this at all, please leave me a like and leave me a comment down below if you relate to any of these 10 things, guys, that people do when they're anxious or that suffer from anxiety issues. Join the Facebook group down below because there are a lot of people in there that can help you out. We discuss symptoms of anxiety, methods on getting better. Yeah, pretty much anything and everything. We're close to 650 members, so it's growing really well. So join that group. Also, join my Twitter, my Instagram, my Snapchat down below. Just other platforms that I'm on. You can get my videos through there. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification bell so you can get updates. I do tons of videos on anxiety disorders and just self-improvement in general. Also, there are some resources down below in the description. I also have an anxiety store where you can get you know, books, workbooks on, you know, health anxiety, general anxiety, social anxiety, vitamins. Many different tools are down there below in the description, so be sure to check that out. Guys, thank you so freaking much for watching this video, and yeah, I hope you have a great rest of the evening.